Your body produces testosterone. There's an entire industry selling pills and powders that promise to raise your testosterone, and all of it's outdone by lying unconscious in the dark. While you slept last night, your body produced almost your whole day's supply from scratch, and you woke up with a full tank you did nothing to earn. Almost all of testosterone gets made during deep sleep, the phase that generally takes place in the first half of the night. Your levels rise the entire time you're out and peak right before you wake, which is why a man's tank is fullest in the morning. Wake up before you've had enough deep sleep, and you don't get as much as you should. In a University of Chicago study, healthy young men who cut back to 5 hours of sleep a night lost 10 to 15% of their testosterone in a single week, the amount their bodies would otherwise take 10 to 15 years of aging to lose. This is the hormone that turns the protein you eat and the work you put in at the gym into real strength, keeps you burning fat instead of storing it around your middle, and drives your energy. Women's bodies do this overnight too. They just build different hormones. They make testosterone, only less of it, and rely more on estrogen and progesterone, the ones behind mood and their monthly cycle. Those hormones get made and balanced in deep sleep the same way testosterone does. So when a woman loses sleep, her mood is the first thing to go, and everyone within range is soon to find out. Your brain solves your problems. Elias Howe spent years failing to build a working sewing machine, stuck on one piece he couldn't figure out, until the answer came to him in a dream. He'd been putting the thread hole at the far end just like a regular needle. In the dream, warriors came at him with spears that had a hole near the pointed tip. He woke up, moved the hole to the point of the needle, and the sewing machine worked. This is your brain doing something it can't do while you're awake. During the day, your focus keeps your thoughts on a track, one idea leading to the next in order. In REM sleep, that focus lets go, and your brain starts connecting ideas that normally don't go together, throwing distant memories and facts together in strange combinations. Most of it's nonsense, which is why dreams are so weird. But every so often, two of those pieces snap together into an answer you couldn't reach any other way. As it turns out, sleep on it is actually really good advice. Go to bed stuck on something, and there's a real chance you wake up seeing it clearly. Your brain washes itself. One of the things that decides whether you get Alzheimer's is how well you slept last night. Every night, your brain flushes out the sticky protein behind the disease, and it can only do that heavy cleaning once you're asleep. Your brain runs a cleaning system called the glymphatic system, only discovered in 2012. Clear cerebrospinal fluid, the liquid cushioning your brain, gets pushed through the brain tissue, soaks up the waste your cells make just from thinking all day, and drains back out through your blood vessels to be hauled off and dumped. The big thing it clears is beta amyloid, that sticky protein tied to Alzheimer's. To make room for all that fluid, your brain cells shrink by as much as 60%, opening wide gaps for the wash to rush through. Then they puff back to full size by morning. Awake, your brain is too busy running everything you do to spare the room, so the deep cleaning barely happens. A full night's sleep is your brain's best opportunity to clear out that protein before it builds, which is a lot riding on whether you go to bed at a decent hour. Your body releases growth hormone. The most powerful growth signal your body sends all day fires in the first hour after you fall asleep. It never hits that hard while you're awake, no matter what you do. As you drop into your deepest sleep, a gland at the base of your brain called the pituitary releases a surge of growth hormone. Studies that track it hour by hour find that up to 70% of your daily supply comes out during deep sleep. This is the chemical that tells your body to rebuild worn-down tissue and burn fat for fuel, the same one that made you physically grow as a kid. You never age out of needing it. It's what repairs the daily wear on your muscles, bones, and skin. A grown adult who stops producing enough of it starts losing muscle and aging faster. Your body depends on that nightly release for the rest of your life. Just like testosterone, that release only comes when you reach deep sleep, go to bed late or cut your night short, and the biggest repair signal your body has barely goes out at all. You can't fake it with a nap on the couch or make it up later. Your brain sharpens your skills. Spend all night missing free throws, go to bed, and there's a good possibility you wake up sinking them the next morning without even dreaming about it. Your body got better at something while you did nothing but sleep. It works on almost anything you practice, whether it's a jump shot, a guitar solo, or a hard level in a video game. Each rep you put in during the day lays down a rough version of the movement in your brain. While you sleep, your brain runs that move on repeat and cleans up the wiring behind it, cutting the wasted motion and tightening what's left. It fires quick electrical bursts called sleep spindles during light sleep, and those spindles are what turn a move you had to concentrate on into one your body does automatically. In one study, people learned a finger tapping sequence, then half slept and half stayed awake. The sleepers came back around 20% faster and more accurate. The ones who stayed up practicing barely improved at all. The person who quits, sleeps a full night, and shows up fresh will outperform the one who stayed up hammering at it half the night. Your brain would rather run the reps for you in the dark than watch you fumble them exhausted. Melatonin defends your cells. Melatonin is famous for making you sleepy, and that's the least useful thing it does all night. Its bigger job is climbing inside your cells and fending off the damage that ages you. Your body makes melatonin on its own every night, the moment it gets dark. Most people think it's just a sleep signal, but it's also one of the strongest antioxidants your body produces. Antioxidants shut down free radicals, the unstable molecules that damage your cells a little more every day and cause you to age faster. Most antioxidants you get from food stay outside the cell, floating in the fluid around it. Melatonin is small enough to slip all the way inside, right into the mitochondria, the tiny power plants that keep each cell alive and create the most havoc while they work. Melatonin gets in there and cleans up the damage at the spot where the worst of it happens, a place the antioxidants in your diet never reach. Every night you sleep in a dark room, your body floods itself with a repair molecule that's better than any supplement version you can buy off the shelf. Sleep with the lights on or your phone in your face, and you cut off the very signal that tells your body to make it. Your muscle rebuilds. Your workout isn't building muscle, it's tearing it apart. The building happens hours later while you're doing nothing more athletic than drooling on a pillow. Every hard rep you do leaves tiny tears in your muscle fibers, and the soreness you feel the next day is from that damage. Your body repairs it overnight and lays the fiber back thicker than before, powered by that flood of growth hormone we talked about earlier, the one that peaks the moment you hit deep sleep. The rebuilding itself is a process called protein synthesis. It runs highest while you sleep and stays raised for up to a full day after a hard session. If you never drop into deep sleep, that repair runs at half power, and you show up to your next workout still beat up from the day before. You can train perfectly and eat all the protein you want, but the muscle only actually gets built once you're asleep. Skip the sleep, and you've done the hard part of the work and quit right before the payoff. Your brain remembers what you learned. Pull an all-nighter to study, and you can walk into the test having forgotten half of it, because the only thing that saves what you learned is the sleep you skipped. Just like your brain sharpens skills overnight, it locks in facts too, but in a deeper stage of sleep. What you study during the day goes into the hippocampus, a small structure that works like a short-term inbox. It's fast, but it can't hold much for long. During deep sleep, your brain moves that information out of the hippocampus and into the cortex, where it's kept for long-term storage, clearing the inbox for the next day. Scientists have actually watched this happen. They put tiny sensors in the brain that pick up each cell firing. When someone learns something, a certain set of cells fires in a certain order. Hours later in deep sleep, those same cells fire off again in the same order, only sped up, like the brain running the lesson back to itself on fast forward. Sleep after you study and your brain saves the file. Stay up cramming instead, and it never gets saved at all, which is why you can ace the practice test at midnight and blank on the real thing. Your skin renews itself. Your skin does most of its rebuilding at night, which is the whole reason beauty sleep is a real thing and not just something people say. After dark, your skin roughly doubles the rate it makes new cells, and it ramps up collagen, the protein scaffold that keeps skin tight, fresh, and young-looking instead of dull and wrinkled. Blood flow to the surface rises at the same time, feeding oxygen and raw material to your face while you lie there completely still. All day, your skin is on defense, taking hits from sun and grime. The moment you're asleep, it switches over to repairing the damage the day left behind and building fresh cells to replace what you've worn down. Every morning, you wake up wearing skin that's newer than the skin you fell asleep in. You might think it's the lighting. It was actually the 8 hours. Your immune system gets stronger. Get a full night's sleep after a vaccine, and you'll build more protection out of the shot than someone who slept poorly. Your immune system does its finest work while you're unconscious. Overnight, it runs two heavy jobs. It builds fresh, infection-fighting cells, and it trains them to recognize the specific germs you ran into that day, which is how you end up immune to something after beating it once. Your body builds a wanted poster of the enemy, mostly after the lights go out. In one study, people who slept a full night after a hepatitis shot ended up with nearly double the antibody response of people who stayed awake. It's also why a real illness knocks you flat on your back. That bone-deep exhaustion has a purpose, forcing you into bed, because bed is where your body can fight back the hardest. Your dreams give you therapy. Every night, your dreams take the worst moments of your day and strip the emotion out of them, so by morning, they don't hurt quite so much. This happens during REM sleep, your most vivid dreaming stage. Your brain replays the emotional moments, the arguments, and all the things you're dreading. It does it while a stress chemical called noradrenaline drops to its lowest point of the day, so you experience the memory again, but with the alarm switched off. Sleep scientists call REM sleep overnight therapy for exactly this reason. The memory keeps all its facts, but loses its charge. It's why a problem that felt like the end of the world at midnight has cooled into a mild annoyance by breakfast. Nothing about the problem changed. Your brain just filed it under handled while you slept. You get taller. Measure yourself tonight, then again the second you wake up tomorrow, and the number will be different. You're over a quarter-inch taller in the morning than you are at the end of the day. Between the bones of your spine sit soft cushions called discs, and they work like shock absorbers. All day, gravity presses down on you while you stand and sit, squeezing fluid out of those discs so they slowly flatten. By night, you've lost a little height without ever noticing. The moment you lie down, the pressure lifts. Those discs soak the fluid back in and swell to full size, and your spine stretches back out to its true length. A full night flat is enough to rebuild every bit of height the day pressed out of you. Astronauts experience this on a larger scale. Months in space with no gravity crushing their spine, and they come back up to 2 inches taller than when they left. NASA has to build the extra height into their suits. For you, that height you got overnight might fade as the day goes on, but a full night's sleep gives you back far more than a taller spine. All night, while you're lying there doing nothing, your body is doing incredible things. You just need to give it the chance.